Why does God feel the most silent when you are praying the hardest, crying the loudest, and believing with everything inside you? The shocking truth is that silence does not mean absence, and when heaven seems quiet, something hidden and weighty is often happening beneath the surface, because God is not moved by volume but by surrender, and many times you pray more but listen less. One reason God is silent when you pray the most is that He has already answered you, but the answer requires obedience you are not ready to give, and like Saul in 1 Samuel 15, you keep offering prayers while delaying the very act God asked for, not realizing that delayed obedience creates spiritual static that blocks clarity. Another reason is that God uses silence to expose motives, because when you don't hear Him immediately, what rises to the surface is whether you truly want His will or just His intervention, and James 4 verse 3 quietly warns that prayers rooted in self-desire often echo back unanswered. You may secretly be praying for relief, not transformation, for escape, not refinement, and God loves you too much to answer a prayer that would keep you spiritually immature. There is also the uncomfortable reality that God's silence is sometimes a form of protection, because if He spoke too soon, you would move too fast, trust yourself too much, or attach meaning to the blessing instead of the blesser, and Proverbs 3 verse 5 reminds you to trust Him beyond your understanding, especially when understanding is withheld. Silence slows you down, strips control, and forces faith to operate without evidence, which is why Hebrews 11 defines faith not as sight but as substance. Another deeply hidden reason God is silent is that He is developing discernment, teaching you to recognize His voice beyond feelings and emotional highs, because if you only hear God when you feel spiritual, you are being led by emotion, not truth, and John 10 verse 27 makes it clear that His sheep know His voice even when it whispers. Silence matures you, training your spirit to distinguish between God's voice, your own desires, and the noise of fear, and this process is often painful because it removes your dependence on constant reassurance. Sometimes God is silent because He is fighting battles you cannot see, and while you are praying for answers, He is rearranging people, circumstances, and timing in ways that must align perfectly, as Romans 8 verse 28 works behind the scenes, not on demand. Daniel prayed, and heaven responded immediately, yet the answer was delayed by unseen warfare, proving that silence does not mean God is idle, it means the outcome is too complex to rush. God is also silent when He is strengthening your endurance, because faith that only survives when rewarded is fragile, but faith that persists in silence is unshakable, and Isaiah 40 verse 31 speaks of strength rising not from answers but from waiting. You may feel forgotten, but God is building roots deeper than your emotions, because what grows in silence lasts longer than what grows in excitement. There is a warning hidden in God's silence too, because if you keep praying without repenting, seeking direction without surrendering control, silence becomes a mirror reflecting what needs to change, as Psalm 66 verse 18 reminds that cherished sin dulls spiritual hearing. God is not obligated to speak over what you refuse to release, and many prayers stall because the heart remains guarded. Yet even in silence, God is still near, still watching, still shaping, because Lamentations 3 verse 31 assures that He does not cast off forever, and His quietness is not rejection but refinement. The silence is not meant to break you, it is meant to build you, to teach you trust without confirmation, obedience without applause, and love without conditions. So if you are praying more than ever and hearing less than ever, do not rush to assume God has left. Instead, ask what He is forming, what He is removing, and what He is asking you to surrender, because the silence will either drive you to deeper faith or push you back to self-reliance, and the difference is decided by whether you keep trusting even when God chooses not to speak. This video offers wisdom and encouragement to let go and embrace spiritual growth. Watch to the end for a prayer to help you let go and trust God's plan. Have you experienced this? Share your story in the comment. We'd love to pray with you. Like this message, subscribe to Divine Signs today, and share this with someone walking through a season of release.